If you want to be happy, you have to let go of stories. Let go of the story you keep telling yourself, the old story, which is usually based around this happened to me, such and such happened to me, I'm a victim, I'm not good enough. When you go into my ebook, which I have available at the link down for free, you can download it. It goes into limiting beliefs, identifying what they are, discovering them, and allowing you to uproot them. Once you've discovered them, you can take them, and I have an exercise in there for you guys to use, which will allow you to rewrite the belief. And really what we're doing all day long is telling ourselves a story, which is based on our beliefs. Our beliefs and our story, it's pretty much the same thing, all wrapped up in our self-concept, our self-talk, the story, the narrative that we're telling ourselves. You can liken it to a character in a movie, right? You see the character strolling through the film, and they are a product of the story that the director, the scriptwriter has crafted, right? And that is the illusion here, guys, is that by telling yourself this story, you are creating more and more of the same, okay? What is it that you think it's going to take your power back? By telling yourself this story, by repeating it, by reciting it, by telling yourself over and over again, especially if it's a disempowering story. If it's a story of victimhood, if it's a story of how you've been wronged, how you've been done dirty, how the world is against you, and the world is an unfriendly place, and it's an unsafe place, and you are unsafe. What kind of results do you guys think you're gonna get in your life? Walking around, holding on to this story like this, holding on to bitterness, resentment, grudges against people, vengeful ideas against people, judgment against people. Are you casting judgment against others? Are you walking around feeling superior, so superior? The superiority complex and the inferiority complex, I talk about this all the time, are like a pendulum, right? The calm person who is in the present moment, who is calm, the alchemist, who is able to consciously and knowingly direct their thoughts, direct their story to be that of their liking, is calm, centered in the middle. This goes with the universal principles in the Kybalion. There is the principle of rhythm, the principle of polarity. And whether you are adopting a superior self, which is puffing yourself up at the expense of others, really just being a bully, to be honest with you, casting other people down, always finding criticisms with people, always finding faults with others, always pointing the finger at other people, blaming them, accusing them, you are operating from a place where they're both the inferiority complex as well is both a symptom of not feeling good enough, not feeling your self-worth. In one end, it gets inverted to say, hey, I need to puff myself up and make myself look so much better than everybody else, put everybody else down so that I can feel good, because I don't feel good inside. Now, the inferiority complex is just that. You don't feel good inside. So you're like, oh, walking around, woe is me, I'm such a victim. Everybody's always, I'm always getting the short end of the stick. The universe is unfriendly to me. The world is unfair. And again, this is simply a choice that on a moment-to-moment basis, you have the power to decide. You can choose to discard that old story. You can choose it right here and right now. The story only has power over you the more that you tell it to yourself, and the more that you react to itself, the more that you engage with it. You simply, rather than fighting against the story, because what you resist persists, you simply shift your attention to the new story. And again, I have an exercise for you guys listed in my book down below that is a systematic step-by-step guide on how to rewrite the beliefs and craft this new story. Because the new story that you want to tell yourself, a lot of the time it's going to end up being the opposite of that, right? Do you want to have healthy self-esteem? Do you want to feel like a person of power, a person of personal power that has conviction and has the ability to make changes in their life and walks through life with confidence at the cause rather than the effect of their environment? Well, then you're going to want to take a look at your beliefs, identify them like I've said in the book, and you're going to want to craft your new beliefs. And then, because the only power that you have truly lies in the present moment, you're going to be able to shift that story. You're going to be able to start embodying that new version of yourself, the new version of yourself where the universe is friendly. The universe is good. Oh, I'm a good person. Oh, people treat me well. Oh, everybody loves me. I love myself. I love myself. I have a healthy self-esteem. I don't need to seek outside validation, outside stimulus, outside dopamine hits all day long. I don't need to scroll on social media. I don't need to gratify myself with all of these low-hanging fruits, immediate gratification, pleasures that aren't serving me and my higher self. I have the self-love. I value myself enough to put in the work, to choose my hard, that I want to choose the hard thing today so that I get the fruits of my labor tomorrow, so that I can be the version of myself that I want to be tomorrow, so that I can be that version of myself that I want to be, the version of myself who puts out positivity into the world and fills my own cup, and therefore lives the life of my choosing, therefore lives a healthy life, therefore lives a life of abundance and joy and peace and gratitude and harmony with others. The superiority complex and the inferiority complex both lead to, they're like narcissistic types of behavior. And again, they're just inverted on the spectrum. But again, that's why I talk about the ability to control your emotions, the ability to be able and conscious to enter into that calm state. When we talk about your ability to manifest, for example, the only way you're going to sustain those things that in your life that you want is by feeling it normal, feeling natural, feeling calm and at ease with the thing. You get so excited by it, or you get so anxious and avoidant by it, so fearful of the rejection, and you're flip-flopping back and forth between these states. You might be able to bring it into your life for a little bit, but just as soon as it came, it's gonna leave. It's gonna leave because that's the way that the world works. That's the way that the universe works. And think about the self-talk that you guys have, okay? The way that you berate yourselves on a daily basis, and the way that you embrace these feelings of victimhood. If you had a friend who was constantly nagging you and telling you, devaluing you and putting you down all the time, you didn't do this and you didn't do that and you're irritating me and blah, 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 just being nasty to you all the time, you're gonna cut that person off. You don't wanna be around that. You don't want a toxic friend like that. Well, that's what you're doing to yourself. That's what you're doing to yourself with your self-talk on a regular basis. You have to, at a certain point, cut it off, become aware of what it is that you're doing, be present. What is this narrative? What is this story that you're carrying around? What is all this stuff you're carrying around all the time, everywhere, that you're bringing into every single situation? Identify it, cut it out, replace it with a new story, a story that's helpful to you, helpful on your journey of who you want to become, and walk around with that story. Anyways, the ebook is down below, and you can type in whatever you want. You can pay $0 for it, you can pay $5 for it, whatever floats your boat, whatever you think the value is that I provide in these videos. But guys, I'm giving this book out for free, and this book potentially has the power to change your life, okay? I did these exercises quite a while ago, and I had profound results because I realized a lot of the internal stories that I was carrying around, how detrimental they were to me in all various aspects of your life. If you're carrying around all of this hate and this, and not necessarily to say that I was carrying around hate, but you know, we all have stories, we all have things that happen to us that, especially in childhood, that may make us think, and we may not even consciously remember them, but they may make us think, oh, we're not good enough. Oh, I don't know if I deserve that. Oh, I'm not worthy of this. I'm not worthy of sustaining this in my life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a financial success, whether it's financial freedom, and it could be a state of health. And these things are running. They're like malware installed on our subconscious programming, guys. And to have the tools and the ability, you know, I wish I would have had these techniques. I wish I would have had the wherewithal and these resources when I was younger, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, because they have the power to really, really change and take out that old programming and install the new operating system, which is going to serve you, which is going to lead you to becoming that version of yourself, to having that life that you've been always wanting. You keep pushing away the life that you want because you keep carrying around this old story. You keep pushing away everything that you crave, you crave it so bad, you're pushing it away because you need it so bad. You're needing it. You're holding on so tight. And that's the way the universe works, guys. You try to manifest something in your life, and the more and more tighter that you hold on, the more and more charged up with emotion and carrying all this baggage around that you have, again, you're distancing yourself from that reality. You're distancing yourself from it energetically. That's the way the universe works. Vadim Zeland talks about this in Reality Transurfing. He does a very good job of explaining it. The book is very revelatory when it comes to the ways and the importance on which we put on things and the ways in which we operate. But the book that I have down below, if you guys do that and go through the exercises, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to start seeing changes in your life, changes in your reality right away, as I did when I did these things. When I stumbled across this information, which is pretty much secret, I've never found this information anywhere else. I stumbled across it. I formulated it in my own way, in my own words, in a way that I think is more digestible and clear cut and concise and to the point. And if I had never stumbled upon this, I don't know, where I'd be right now, because I would probably still, to a large degree, be holding on to all these negative beliefs. And again, it's an active process. You may need to do this. You may need to reflect on it multiple times. It's always, again, the present is all that there is. So if you catch yourself going back to these old stories, going back to these limiting beliefs, again, it's imperative that you have the techniques and the tools. And that's what I give you guys, to cut these thoughts off, replace them with the new thoughts, and weed that garden of the mind. Your mind is a garden, guys. And what you need to do is tend to that garden. You need to make sure that it's a beautiful garden, because the only way that you're going to have a beautiful life is by crafting a beautiful garden in your mind first. It all starts within. The outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The inner and outer worlds are connected. And that's just true. And you will find it to be true. When you do the exercises, when you go and do the work, when you go and show up for yourself in that way, and you value yourself, and you put in the time and the effort, you're going to see results. You are going to see the results. Anyways, guys, much love as always. Drop me a like, hit me with a comment, download the ebook. It's right down below. It's, like I said, it's free. You can pay me if you feel like it. You don't have to. Hit me with a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.